Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm actually going to do? I'm going to restart the computer real quick. So keep the recording running.
Yeah. Restart that computer. Yeah. You want to restart that computer. Yeah, you do. How's it going? Getting that computer restarted? Yeah. Wonder where Scrodrix is. Hey, Scrodrix. Hey. Yo. Woo! Woo! Yeah. Hey.
How long have you been doing that?
Whoa. How long have you been gone?
I don't know, a minute or two. One of the Megan's going to be, woo! Whoa!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Woo! Yeah.
Oh. So my good mic's buried and I'm too tired to take it out. So old audio quality. Woo!
We should watch Apocalypse Now.
Jesus God, no, I hate Kubrick films.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm glad he's dead. He pisses me off.
Okay,
even though he
fair.
has some good points, but whatever, you know?
Yeah. I don't know off the top of my head of one of his that I've actually seen all the way through.
I've seen Full Metal Jacket and a few other ones, but
Full Metal Jacket seems like the kind of movie I would hate, and I think I've like sort of half consciously avoided it because of that.
yeah.
I really feel like you need to watch it once.
Oh, yeah. Is it the
Yeah.
kind? Is that?
I mean, it's kind of worth it, but it pisses me off.
Okay.
I can see that, but I feel like you need to watch it once. Put down in the comments if you think Shaggy B should watch it at least once.
I mean, even I think you should watch it at least once. I just don't want to be on recording watching one.
Okay.
I have seen it exactly one time.
Okay. Well, there you go. I'm not going to do it tonight. You guys ready?
I was born ready.
What else could I do? I just stood at the doorway and knew I'd rather be drunk with you. I'd rather be drunk.
Hey, Internet! Highway 47 here with you on this time of day that it is, and we're watching Star Trek again. We are like, on the precipice of the end of Season 1 of Star Trek The Next Generation. This is Season 1, Episode 24, and the anticipation is palpable tonight. We are watching this episode. It is titled Conspiracy. I am Shaggy B. With me is Dracofunk.
Hey, hey, hey.
And finally back from the dead is Scrodrick.
I can't think of anything appropriate to say.
We kind of raised his blood pressure a little high by...
I am somewhat less angry than I was earlier.
We executed a conspiracy on Scrodrick to push his button so that he'd be funnier, I guess. I don't really know. I'm trying to segue and it's not working. I don't know. But we'll see if it worked or not. This episode's titled Conspiracy, and have you ever been a part of a conspiracy that you can share?
I was just part of one right now.
That's true.
Oh, God. No, I can't tell you. Otherwise, I would have to kill you.
I have two good examples of this, and one of them is a failed conspiracy, and one of them is just dumb as shit. So I had a girlfriend in high school, believe it or not, and she was kind of down, for a little while, and so I got together.
Down for what?
Not that.
Oh,
she just wasn't, she wasn't feeling great. And so I got together with some of her friends and we decided to throw her a surprise party. And we put like a lot of effort into this, right? Like, these are all people who like doing this. And I'm like, hey, all of you people who like doing, party stuff, throw a party for our friend, and they're like, yeah. And so, yeah, it was great. And it was awesome idea and all this. And so like, we all got together like 10 o'clock in the morning. And, we told her to show up at like 5 in the afternoon. And that we were going to like get together and like bake pies or something all evening. I don't know. And we spent the whole day like decorating this house and like, putting together games and activities and like all this stuff and making food and all this. She walks in 2 hours early with a can of pumpkin pie filling. Like, hey guys, I'm a little early because my dad had to work and I didn't know what to bring because he didn't say what kind of pie we were going to make. So I have this. And like, we were nowhere near finishing getting ready for this party. Like, imagine like 6 people in a kitchen, like actively making cookies with like flour and ingredients and stuff. And she just walks in and we're like, surprise?
Yeah, thanks her dad for totally missing the fucking point.
Yeah, we told him, we're like, yeah, we're doing this for her, and then she's just like, what? And we're like, you're early? This was for you? And she's like, why? And we're like, it seems kind of stupid now. So that's my biggest conspiracy.
You're supposed to have somebody watch the surprisey.
Well, yeah, but maybe not 2 hours before expecting them to show up early.
I mean, like the house we were at was like 10 miles from where she lived, right? Like, like the chances of this happening seem to be extremely slim, and yet it still happened. I mean, we tried, but it just failed. The other thing that comes to mind, and Dracofunk, I know you have run into this. So there is a state in which we have each applied for jobs before, in the field that we work in.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes, not all the time, but the field that we work in requires working for the state government. And when you apply for jobs with the state government in this state, they make you sign an affidavit that promises that you are not a member of any terrorist organizations. And not only do they make you sign this list, sign this affidavit, they provide a handy list of what might constitute terrorist organizations. Like, they literally mail you a sheet of paper that says, here's a list of organizations. And it's like, Palestine Liberation Front, Al-Qaeda, the Weather Underground, like just lists of like these, nefarious ne'er-do-well sorts of things. And you have to sign a form that says, I promise that I'm not a member of any of these, nor have I ever donated money to any of them. So,
oh man,
yeah,
I better stop supporting the Weather Underground.
Weather Underground, by the way, was not originally just an actual weather website.
What?
For those who don't know, it actually was like... No, it was legitimately...
I'm learning things.
Oh yeah, it was legitimately like, it was seriously like a it was sort of a borderline, if memory serves. Let me look it up real quick.
And today we learned Scrodrick can never apply for the job we do.
Yeah, because he's donated to the Weather Underground, right? No, the Weather Underground was, according to Wikipedia, a radical left-wing domestic terror group active in the late 1960s and 70s.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Because I was going to say, my job's website links to Weather Underground. There we go.
In this day and age, Weather Underground is like a legitimate... In fact, they're owned by the Weather Channel now. It's like an actual thing. But like back in the day, it was like Black Power, Malcolm X style, like, burn the motherfuckers down kind of activist and terrorist group. Yeah.
Yep. No, Weather Underground links on my my job's website.
So
let's do the thing.
Let's do the thing. You ready to do the thing?
I'm ready to do the thing. Hey,
all right.
Guys, this originally aired May 7th, 1988.
Oh, cool.
So there was a little bit of a wait for this episode.
Really?
A week? Because the week before was the 30th, man. I remember this 4 days ago. Like April 30th to May 7th is just a week. It wasn't a wait.
You're right. I thought... Never mind.
Let's try that again.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Hey, I know this episode aired May 30th, 1988. What were you doing,
Damn it!
Scudrick?
No. You said
What?
May 7th. It was April 30th was the last one. And this one was May the 7th.
Well, I picked a hell of a day to stop sniffing glue.
I'm so glad we record these on Fridays. We're all insane by Friday. Take 3.
Oh, God. Ugh.
This episode aired when?
May 7th, 1988.
Wow, that's amazing. That's a week after the last one.
That is totally a day.
Yeah.
What were you doing on May the 7th, 1988? Or can you not answer that because of the Fifth Amendment, because of the conspiracy you were involved in?
Oh, boy.
What's its IMDb?
8.1.
8.1. Oh, good. This is a good one, actually.
Yeah, I think, what's the highest in season 1?
This might be it. I don't remember any.
I think this is the highest one.
Yeah. And the one after this, the Neutral Zone, is probably my favorite season 1 episode. But this is, right up there.
Yeah, these last 2 episodes are some of my favorites, along with, I really like 11001001.
Yes.
And
see, we're still in the dark times where I didn't rewatch a lot of these, so I can't remember this episode.
Oh, man.
there's only one part of it that did not age very well, but it's so good.
I was just about to mention that without identifying it, but when you get to that, you're going to remember that. If you didn't remember it before, you'll never forget it. I'll put it that way.
Well, funnily enough, yesterday for some background noise where I was at, they put on The Naked Now, so I rewatched that yesterday.
Oh, God.
So I cannot escape season 1. They're like, oh, let me put this on. This will be much higher entertainment for you, while we're doing this other thing. And I'm like, oh, God, it's season 1. Help me.
It's okay. Season 2 is coming up soon, and it's a little better.
Woo!
Right. So this is on Netflix, which means a lot of things. Dracofunk, you want to fill them in?
Yeah, it means we are watching this on Netflix.
It's totally what it means. I couldn't have said it better myself.
Wow.
I'll be goddamned. I'm starting to... Go ahead.
This is a Friday for us.
It's mostly me. I'll take credit for this.
Anyway.
Yeah. Blame, I guess. Anyway, this is on Netflix, and we're watching it there.
Yes. So what we've done is we've got it to the very beginning. The time could be 0. And that's what you should put your time at, 0.
At which point, you're ready for us to give you the 5-second countdown that we will give you post-haste, and then you can start the episode when we get to 0.
I have done this where I synced it up with Hulu. Hulu worked fine. I have the DVDs, so I've watched it with the DVDs. As long as you get it to 0, we'll give you a 5-second countdown, and then you can hit the play button however you would like.
I mean, we don't judge. You just push that button in whatever way the spirit moves you. I mean, down. You don't want to push it to the side. It won't work that way. You have to press down on the button.
Yes.
Yes. You guys ready?
Oh, yeah.
I am ready.
Okay, good. All right, this is Star Trek The Next Generation, Season 1, Episode 24, Conspiracy, and we are starting it up together when my computer unfreezes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
Oh man, they're booking it today.
Yeah, they are.
It's like warp 7.1.
Yeah. Pacifica. I love the planet Pacifica. I'm glad we get to see it in this episode. Yeah, I don't get it.
What? They were in Star Wars? What?
This is the correct response.
I hate this. It is revolting.
Oh. They cut back and he's crying.
Oh,
Man.
No, warp 6, not full impulse, you dumb fuck.
He
They took him off the
really
bridge.
said full impulse, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
He's like, F you guys, I'm not going. We'll get there in years.
Warp 6, my ass.
Got to build up a good stench.
That's right. Oh God,
Code 47.
That one. Code 47. With this blinding strobe light.
I want to imagine he's like in full glory on the view screen.
Yeah.
On the bridge.
Like got Morningwood showing it off to the admiral.
Oh God, the captain's log. Nice morning whiskey.
Yep.
That's how I start my mornings.
Giant erection and a glass of whiskey.
Good thing nobody like, Wesley, for instance, could, fake the voice print.
Yeah. The man's got some eyebrows. It's just hitting me how relevant this is with current events. We never thought our government could be compromised by a foreign agent. Oh shit. I'm not supposed to operate heavy machinery on Ditalix B. Especially me.
Oh, good.
Hey, Scrodrick,
What's up?
don't hit that skip intro button.
What?
No, don't do it. I'll tell your mom.
Tempting. Damn it. My one weakness, among others.
The one weakness I mentioned.
Whoosh.
Man, I shouldn't have taken that nap.
Yeah.
Whoosh.
It just made me tired and cranky.
Whoosh. It still says Denise Crosby. She's
dead. I mean,
What? Oh yeah.
You
her
were there,
character's
man.
dead, not the actress.
But I thought when you died on TV, you died for real.
Oh man.
Is Wesley in this episode?
I don't remember at all.
I haven't seen him for a while.
Yeah, that's okay. I haven't taken it since the 70s. What?
Is it similar to Zyklon A?
Oh.
Speaking of conspiracies,
Right. Hold your poo in for the next day.
Use the transporter if you have to.
No logs about this. I imagine like some kid sitting down there. We just changed course.
Yeah. Computer, why do we change course? Logs do not indicate that we've changed course.
And then security shows up, takes little Billy to the brig.
Yeah.
It seems odd that, the captain comes in there and says, hey, after getting this super secret message, hey, there's one of the last times you'll see that uniform.
And I was about to say that those uniforms have gotten shorter, haven't they?
So he got a super secret message and then changed course, told nobody to tell anybody. So why is Riker trying to get more information?
He did ask Data about Italics B. An adjective, noun of other noun. Does this worthless chunk of rock have an atmosphere? For whom the sacred chalice was named? Oh, cool, an ambassador class. Except we don't get to see that for 2 more seasons.
Yep.
Or a Denny's, I'm not sure. What? Again, is there an atmosphere?
You don't know. Never seen Total Recall?
No.
Oh.
Oh man, we need to watch that.
I keep saying, man, I only really watch movies with people, like, ever.
Oh man, yep, Total Recall. We have to watch it.
Okay, Valentine's Day.
Get yourself to Mars.
The original, not the remake.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
The only remake that I know of that was any good was The Producers.
Is he a bullion?
I was just about to ask that, actually. Awfully quiet for a bullion.
This is the first bullion we've ever seen, isn't it?
He's the only bullion who, like, doesn't talk constantly, so they made him a captain.
Thanks for coming.
Aww.
Oh shit, I can't remember.
Phaser to the gut. He didn't want to like scan his DNA or, something like that. Oh yeah, the bald one. I remember now. You're gonna die faster than anyone in Starfleet history too. Except maybe Tasha.
That's why they gave you a frigate.
Yeah. Aside from that giant orange Cheeto running the place. Oh, wait. The toilet paper in the bathrooms is hung overhand instead of underhand.
Bastards.
It's like
a lack of memory.
You know what else their weakness is? They can't remember anything. By the way, will you marry me? Nobody has long hair in Starfleet. If only that was a useful attribute for the situation. Risk your career on my insane bullshit. Yeah, okay, fine. Just gently rub his chest.
Then reach in, give him a full-on mouth kiss.
Keep filming him from the waist up.
Still
Waist
got
up?
that morning wood?
Can't see the captain's lugs.
Oh, God.
I might shoot you.
Clang, 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 clang. Oh, he knocked it over. Okay.
Commercial break. We're back.
Wee woo. You know what the first thing I do is tell a low-ranking telepath all about this?
It means she's a telepath, won't she know already anyway?
That's a good point. She's been wearing the same clothes for 24 episodes.
She only brought one thing on board. She thought she was gonna...
She's going to lose her job. Just like the real Marina Sirtis. Oh.
I feel like she's like that girl in high school who just wanted to hear your gossip.
Well, everybody has to have a job, I guess. Wouldn't she have some kind of mandatory reporting requirement? Or have they figured out in the future that that's bullshit and it hurts more than it helps? Full impulse. Fine, 8.2.
See if I can find the great bird of the galaxy. There it was.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, I just saw a bird.
Red matter? What the hell's that?
The Genesis device?
What's that weird cube thing? Don't worry about it. You're so much hotter than Jack.
Whoa, the Delta Quadrant? No.
As if a million voices cried out in pain and then were suddenly silenced.
Now, is the arm on the captain's chair? It looks like the wood has some like chips out of it already.
Probably. I imagine that's why they replaced it with a different one in season 2.
Like right where his hands are.
Yeah. Oh, nobody's at ops. That's just nobody's there.
Nah, nobody needs it. They don't have enough staff.
Doctor, sit at ops, maybe? Okay.
Hey, one of you assholes in the back. One of you come sit up at the important station.
Who's going to do that? It's usually the ops person.
Yeah.
No shit.
How'd you know? Wait a minute. I know that toilet. It's the Horatio.
Oh man, I never got to bang him.
Which one of them?
Oh, maybe we can salvage her.
Which one of those two would you imagine said that? Like
both of them.
Oh, okay.
It's the eyebrows, man.
It is.
Not the rest of his crew.
Yeah, those guys, but him.
Don't you remember? He put you all through hell.
Yeah. Data doesn't show emotions. He doesn't have them. He's so objective and logical.
Even the computer's tired of your bullshit, Data.
He doesn't have emotions. He doesn't feel indignant. The explosion was not an accident, sir.
I want the Beastie Boys to break out right there.
God, that has happened too much on Star Trek.
Yeah.
Notice all of them.
Uh-oh.
Russians. He didn't say anything close to that. YOLO. So here's a question.
Yeah.
Does YOLO count as a contraction?
They're hurrying over there, you know. That's like warp 7.
Warp 9, Mr. LaForge. Aye, sir. Full impulse.
He's probably doing that to see if they paid attention. And he's like, they don't even listen to me.
And the director of this episode sure did like those dress uniforms. Well, skirt uniforms. The legs is what he liked. LaForge's like, oh, I thought the gray one was Earth. My bad.
I mean, they're letting the blind guy drive.
That's true. I love how there are only like 4 people on Earth. You know, no satellites around. Yeah, nothing weird here.
It's too much like bathing.
Which that Vulcan guy clearly hasn't done in a while. Look at his hair. To restate the things that you have to say, as it were.
And say the things that you said in a different way. Do they always finish each other's sentences like that?
Well, they're very close.
It's the 3-headed giant of Starfleet. They're not actually sitting on chairs. It's just like a huge body underneath there. So what about, again, I say, what about the rest of Earth?
This isn't at all from Star Trek 4.
No. Normally walking slowly into a room.
Just like humans do.
Got his laptop. Normal laptop there. Yeah.
Yep.
Totally normal.
I mean, I keep my tardigrades in a laptop case, don't you?
Oh man, maybe Star Trek Discovery didn't rip off that weird game then. It was totally here. You know?
Yeah. Must be.
Oh man, they have chairs for their transporter room.
They don't even have the slider thing, man.
Commercial break. We're back.
We're back. Whee!
Maybe it's too old to have the slider because, it took forever for him to actually transport.
Yeah, it took like 3 minutes of commercials worth of him beaming up.
Now I found Jesus. Oh, wait.
And a whole bunch of Jesus and a whole bunch of cocaine.
Which one's in the box? We'll find out later.
Jesus in a box.
Or cocaine in a box. We don't know yet.
Join Amway and you will find out. What?
The garden path and down the rabbit hole.
And around the corner.
Care to join me in the shower?
Yeah. Gotta go change my tampons. Excuse me, Captain. That's a thing humans do, right? Change their tampons? That's what I have to do right now. Just move right in.
Is that a...
That dude was quite muscular in there in his miniskirt dress. Smell him.
You're a bright dude. Come up with a reason. If I act fucking weird when I come back, you know what to do.
Then you beam down.
And then send Jordy, because why not? And the middle guy reminds me of Mike Pence.
Oh, God, he does.
Oh, man.
It's Admiral Aaron Pence.
Oh, my God.
I'm sorry, I've ruined this episode.
Oh, no.
The guy on the right looks like Steve Miller, too. God damn it.
Quick, look up and see if he's dead.
Steve Miller?
No.
Oh, this guy. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, you're doing a thing. Okay. I get it. I'm pretty sure Mike Pence is still alive unless they're going to find him tomorrow morning,
What's in the case, man?
Butt plug.
It tickles your prostate in a most delightful way. Put some spring in your step. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
You just swung at an admiral, dude.
well, I mean...
Oh.
He's pulling Karate Kid moves on him.
Yes.
Come on, Riker. Oh.
Ah!
Oh, man.
Tasha, get down. Oh, wait. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I love those kicks that were, there's no way in hell either one of them could do. Those people have been standing there with those blankets on for like hours.
Decades.
Yes.
Some Angonian tea. There's really not that much of it, so we have these little glasses that make it seem like there's more in it.
For budget reasons.
It's okay. Half a sip of it will keep you from being thirsty for months. It's like that Olympus bread or whatever.
We all hear.
Dingus bread. What is it called?
It's just dingus bread.
Dingus bread. Well, yeah.
Roofies.
Human cytoplasm.
Why is Jordy coming?
Well, his job description is rather fluid at this point.
Like right now, he can totally get away with this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
What the f*** did Jordy do?
Did you notice that the door is plywood? When it
Yeah.
fell? Yeah.
Worf's like, yeah, I can take an old man. So far, the Ferengi have kicked my ass.
Now's my time. Oh no.
Ha!
I just love throwing people across tables. It's my favorite thing.
Now that medical phaser. Oh man, how many times did you have to phaser that guy?
Like 4. Dead. Yeah, Will.
Time for a vivisection, you know?
It's for all those times you were staring at my ass while I was doing surgery. You're kind of light, Jordy.
Worf's like, I could pick you up like a rag doll. You got thrown through a door, and he's just going to go hang out on the bridge. Riker got thrown through a table, and he's out.
Jordy's one tough son of a bitch.
That's his genitals.
You.
Yeah. I mean...
Not everybody keeps him in the same place.
It's the ear cleanest.
And in chemtrails.
I have to check in.
Let my mom know I'm going to come home after dark, you know.
I thought that was the doors on the screen creaking.
Oh. That's Alfred Hitchcock. That's not Quinn.
Dum, dum, ba-dum, dum, dum, ba-dum, ba-dum.
Did they not find the other one?
Neither will, because I'm not going to treat him. Then remove his adrenaline glands.
Well, you'll just have to do it anyway. What?
Yeah. You suppose somewhere at Starfleet headquarters there might be a phaser already there? Maybe. Girl Scout
Oh, they got a
cookies.
hand.
That's their banquet hall, huh?
Yep. Seats 6 people.
We don't stand on ceremony here at like the top brass of our galactic youth.
Tube grubs, yay.
Yeah. I used to fish.
When did you guys get into Ferengi food?
Oh, they're going to let the security guard eat.
I used to fish with those kind of worms.
Uh-huh.
I wonder how they got the sound effects.
Probably like mashing up a bunch of worms and putting a mic next to it. Or that.
What did they really think Picard would think? At this point, they're just like screwing with him.
That is the appropriate reaction. Now strip. Bend over that table. I'm not going to stop till you like it. Something. something complete something.
Yes, Mike Pence.
God damn it. If you are worms, why do you eat other worms? You know, every time I watch this episode, I get curious about what waxworms taste like.
Only one way to find out.
I know, like, and I know you can eat them. Like, I can't convince myself to do it, you know?
Yeah, no, I can live without that one.
What if one just accidentally fell off?
Then he just pukes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
For super strength, yeah.
She must have been pretty weak anyway.
Oh man.
Vulcan neck pinch.
Vulcan phaser blast.
When do doors in Starfleet have like?
They're on Earth. They don't need to seal anything. Oh, hey, it's that map that they use every time they're like, well, this is kind of the map of the galaxy.
It's like the Christopher Pike chair.
Almost is. All your base will belong to us.
Watch out! It's coming right for you,
dude.
I want to see where this goes.
Right in there.
Mouth hugging it right there. Man, no gag reflex either.
That's how he made it to Lieutenant Commander.
Why he's popular with the admirals.
Yeah. He's got a little bit of Dizzy Gillespie going on in his throat.
Goiter.
I don't think Dizzy Gillespie's cheeks inflated that far down. I mean, they went back pretty far, but not like, neck.
They're like, screw this.
Yeah. I've been wanting to shoot you for months, Remick.
Until you explode.
They need to give you a little more warning on that head explosion because,
yeah.
I mean, it's great, but it's always like, yeah. They need to give you like half a second longer on the face before it does that.
I know, friend, but let's coexist in peace. Oh, please don't.
We surrender. Ow, burning.
How dare they be so different? Yeah. Now he's covered in those things. Okay, cool.
Yeah, are the other ones dead? I mean, we don't know.
Oh well. Right for us.
Yeah.
No trace of it. It just disappeared.
Okay. I get it. Bluegills eat waxworms.
I really wish they would have revisited this.
Yeah, I mean, Star Trek needed more stop motion head explosions, really.
I don't mean that. I mean,
the worm aliens.
They could have revisited this in Deep Space Nine or Voyager easily.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, or they sick the Borg on them,
Yeah.
We've lost.
Okay, so cyborgs that are a number station. So cyborgs that are half machine and half, humanoid, but also have the parasite. It's like, half machine, half man worm,
That's what made them malicious.
Yeah, they were perfectly peaceful. They were like, we just want to coexist. We like the way we are, and you can be you too.
We love learning. Be part of us.
Then the worms got them, and they're like, consume.
So,
yes.
Technically, those parasites assimilated their host.
They did.
So, would the Borg assimilate them, or would they assimilate the Borg? Or would it be a matter of who came first?
What's that mythical monster that's got two mouths, but it's always eating itself and going around in circles?
Chimera?
Maybe.
Ouroboros.
Yeah, that one. It'd be like that.
One.
It'd be like that. Yeah. I just about said Ouroboros, but I wasn't sure.
I only know that from Full Metal Alchemist.
That's fair.
For a second, I thought you were going to say Full Metal Jacket because...
No. No. Remember, I'm 35-year-old weeb,
Dude,
Well, a new weeb. It's not like I've seen lots of things, but I at least enjoy it.
yeah, I mean, you're not very far up the scale of weebdom, I don't think. I mean,
Well, no. Well, remember, it wasn't okay to like nerdy things where we're from.
that's true.
And now I don't give a shit, so now I'm catching up on years of, missing out.
That's a good point.
So, what do you think, Scradrick?
Well, I had forgotten about the head explosion. Luckily we were talking when it happened, otherwise it would have been an, oh, fuck, like type deal. But yeah, that was a really creepy episode. The conspiracy where you can't trust your higher-ups does really, I don't know. It rings true with what we're dealing with nowadays.
Oh, yeah, and particularly, I mean, I don't know if in the past 24 hours, there have been some incredible things. So, yeah. Well, and I don't want to say incredible because I believe it. But,
yeah.
And it's like I never thought I would experience the feeling where, like, I mean, I'm always the kind of person that kind of sees things coming and calls them.
Mm-hmm.
But I never thought that I would necessarily have the experience of, like, okay, let me just imagine the worst that could possibly happen. Like what is possible, but insanely unlikely and just ridiculous to, expect. And that would just be way too much to think. And that's like what's happening. Mm-hmm. And I don't like that feeling. And I don't know how to process it. And that's where I'm at with current events. So I guess it's kind of cathartic to watch this episode. And like, that is a really insane thing to happen. Like, space worms invaded like the top brass of Starfleet and reorganized everything. And it actually was space worms, like that just seemed like, a younger me a few years ago would have saw that and thought, well, that's just silly that it would actually be that. And now I'm living through. It's actually the worst, most insane thing possible.
Yeah, an actual enemy of the state has likely, compromised the highest levels of government.
I mean, it's kind of beyond likely now. It's like there's documented literal absolute proof that it definitely happened several times in broad daylight.
Oh, yeah.
It's not likely. It's like irrefutably completely true.
Well, I'm going by like actual court system proof.
Well, that's true, but
I'm going for the proof that counts, not the proof that's like, yes, this is morally correct, because that doesn't count for jack shit. I want something to be true in the court.
Yeah.
Where something can be done.
Yeah, it carries more weight that way for sure. But I mean, I'm there's more I mean, we could get into this, but yeah, it's
do I believe it happened? Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for proven in court, because that's when, things happen.
That's when things happen. Yeah, you're right. So, but no, on the episode, I think the little nipple on the back of the neck thing was well done. I was looking for it early in the episode and I never saw it. I think they did very well at, being very careful to film things in certain ways that didn't give away, didn't leave any holes in the plot as far as, we should have seen this here if this was going on. Riker should have done this little thing, instead of what he did. Like there were no giveaways anywhere that I could catch. And every time I watched this episode, I always look for them. Mm-hmm. And they did it very cleanly, and I really, really appreciate that. Excuse me. The other thing that I always notice in this episode, that I noticed this time, damn it. The other thing that I noticed this time in the episode were the uniforms. We pointed out the dress style uniform. That was everywhere all the time. And there were plenty of scenes where you saw like every single uniform variant on screen at the same time. So whoever the director was must have really liked the diversity in the wardrobe. Which
I noticed one thing they had in this episode as opposed to other episodes.
What's that?
When they're on the Enterprise, at least, there's always a lot going on in the background. There's always people walking across.
Yeah.
And whenever they showed the corridors, there was always lots of people going back and forth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it made you really feel like the ship was, actually
Populated.
active. Yeah, and people had jobs.
But then you get to Earth, and maybe this was on purpose. There was nobody.
Yeah, and that is so weird. Like, there wasn't anything in orbit of Earth. Where the border patrol stations or, shipyards or, planetary defense or space dock or,
Mars
whatever.
Defense System.
Yeah. Moon bases, for as close as they were to the moon, there should be cities.
Yeah. Thanks, Geordi.
Yeah. And,
yeah, Geordi's like, I'm going to put us in orbit of the moon first.
Yeah. He just couldn't tell which one was which.
Well, put the moon between them and Earth in case the defense grid goes crazy again.
Right. So yeah, I don't know. A very good episode. I think that 8.1 rating really stands. Every first season episode has moments where you roll your eyes. This is just kind of dumb. Very few in this one.
Yeah, no, that was much more enjoyable than I remember it being, but now, it's not as crazy sounding as it once was.
Exactly. Like my standards for what, my standards for what amount to reasonable expectations are just way lower than they used to be.
That could never happen. Well,
yeah.
maybe they have a point.
Yeah. And I think, maybe in a way that's good, maybe that's going to make us more vigilant about, not letting ourselves get caught up in stuff in the future. One would hope,
And I wonder how, Trek fans like myself that don't go back and watch season 1,
mm-hmm.
I wonder how they would deal with, an episode like this now. It might be more relevant for they think.
Mm-hmm. This isn't one that they always put into rotation just as random episodes either. Like back in the day when they would just show out of order, just an episode here and there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really ever remember this one coming up.
Not really.
I mean, when they played
That's probably why I haven't seen it too often.
Yeah.
When I started watching Star Trek again, or not again, for the first time seriously,
mm-hmm.
it was already 4 years into it, but every night they would show the episodes, and they showed them in order.
Mm-hmm.
And I started probably around where they were somewhere about the middle of the first season. So I know I saw this episode pretty early on.
You where Scrodrick and I lived growing up, we got the same TV station that you probably watched it on.
Mm-hmm.
But we also got another station out of another city that was the same network, affiliated with the same network, that also played Next Generation at the same time slot, sometimes an hour later. And they were the ones, I think, that went out of order, but they also played it every night.
Yeah, this was every weeknight at 7:00.
Okay, this is 10 or 11 when I was.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
I used to have to watch Star Trek really late.
Yeah.
Well, keep in mind that I'm also a couple years older than you, so.
You said around fourth season, so that's about when I started watching it too. I think, but I think it was still later at that point, but I'm not sure.
I can tell you because they would show the rerun episodes at 7:00, and then on Wednesday nights at 10:00 they'd show the new episode.
Oh, okay.
And I know the first new episode I watched was the one where Geordi turns into that invisible night stalker.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
With that one random crewwoman who somehow makes his name into the most annoying thing possible to say over and over. I don't know how she does it, but her voice is just grating when she says Geordi. She's like, Geordi.
Oh, God, stop!
It's the worst. It's horrible.
I didn't like that episode. Luckily, I just kept watching because I liked the other episodes.
I mean, other than her, that episode's not terrible, but yeah. It's not great. I mean, again, my standards for what's reasonable are pretty low.
I had a lot of really weird coincidences with how I watched the episodes. What's going on over there?
I don't know.
But like my first episode that I watched was Skin of Evil. The second one I watched was Yesterday's Enterprise.
Yesterday's Enterprise. Well, the very first one I remember watching, which I think was my first episode I sat all the way through, was still the one with that imposter first officer, where they wiped everybody's memory and then there was suddenly this other guy there.
Yeah.
So I fell for it entirely because I didn't know the crew.
Holy shit, why are they killing the first officer?
I had a really...
Wait, he's not supposed to be there. Oh my God.
So when that episode first aired, remember it aired 10 o'clock on Wednesday nights?
Yeah.
Somehow I don't know what it was. I missed the intro.
Oh.
So I thought maybe he'd just come on the ship and got stuck with them. So I completely fell for it too. It's like, we don't know who we are. And this one extra character is like, I also don't know who I am.
Awesome.
I'm the first officer now. So I imagine at the time, like, he came on, I'm the first officer because Will's going for a new command. Like they
offered to him 4 times. Yeah.
Yeah. And Riker was like mad, and then something happened and they all lost their memory.
Yeah. Wow. So good episode is what we're saying.
Yes.
Good enough to remind us of some of our favorite episodes, I think.
Yeah.
If not be one of them. So high praise for a first season episode.
Woo.
And we hope you all enjoyed it as well, and that you join us next week for our final episode of season 1 of The Next Generation.
Yes, this has been the penultimate episode.
This has. Which I was supposed to say this time, and I forgot. I know. We've been doing this almost 5 months now. Actually, maybe pretty close to exactly. Kind of insane. This is our 42nd recorded Highway 47 commentary.
Well, I'm glad I've been able to make it for part of them.
Yeah.
Although when I have time, I have been going back and listening to the other episodes.
Oh, good! Yay! Somebody is listening.
Yay!
Like the guy who makes them.
Yay!
Yay! It still counts. Woohoo! We hope you all, those of you who have figured us out, discovered us in the future. We hope you enjoyed this and that you stick around to watch some more of them. Next time on Highway 47 Productions, same Bat YouTube channel, same whatever time you want it to be. That
I was gonna go for that too. What the fuck? Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.